So I'm going to walk you through how to create a worksheet for your classroom. We're going to create a name worksheet that you can change out for different names and help your kids work on practicing their names. So we're going to go to our blank presentation, and remember we have to change our slide size. So we go to Design, Slide Size, Custom. I'm going to leave my landscape. I'm going to choose letter. Make sure the size is letter paper. Hit OK. Go ahead and delete those text boxes that are on top. The first thing you're going to do is insert a frame. You don't have to put a frame around your worksheets. I just think it adds a little cuteness to it. So I'm going to go to Insert Pictures. The frames that I posted last night, this is the same frame. I'm going to choose the Dr. Seuss frame. See, it just puts it in the middle of the page, but we want to make it landscaped. So it kind of looks like that. I stretched it out so it fits my page. You know, you can put it however you want or choose whatever font you want. So, okay, so now that I've got that inserted, I'm going to insert text box. Draw my text box, and I'm going to use my name just because it's easiest. Type my name in. Highlight it. And remember, I'm going to change my font. So I'm going to click right here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to where we downloaded those primary fonts. The first one I'm going to select is just the dotted font. It is called Primary Dots. Okay, it's obviously really small, so I'm going to increase it. I think 166 is a good size because it's going to be big on the page. So I've got my name on here, so it's ready for when I print this page and I laminate it. Now I can use a dry erase marker and I can trace over my name all year long, work on practicing my name. So I've added my name there. I'm going to make sure the text box is selected, and I'm going to right click in the text box and hit copy. Then I'm going to right click again and hit paste. Now that put a second one on top of there. I'm going to kind of bring it down, and you could make a whole page. I could add one more dots, so it's just dotted practice, but I'm going to change my font. So I'm going to highlight the my name, and then I'm going to scroll down to my primary fonts again, and this time I want a lined version of it. I selected the primary dot line. It's still at 166 point, so it's going to be big on my page. So now I've got just my dotted name, and I've got the lined dotted name. And then I'm going to, you can right click again and hit paste one more time. So I've got a third one on here, and let's see. Scroll down again to find her primary. I have a lot of fonts on here, sorry. Primary, KG primary. And I'm going to select that one. Now, I just decided to choose this one. Do you see how there's not a top line on my third one? If I slid it down a little bit, there's not a top line on there. So it shows them where that uppercase letters are above the middle line, and that there's some lowercase letters that their tops go into the top part. We call it the house. When I'm teaching handwriting, we call it in the house. This is upstairs, this is downstairs, and this is the basement. So I don't have any basement letters, so it would show all of that. Okay, so you could print it just like this and be done and have a name paper. But I'm going to show you insert something. We're going to insert in the creative clips, we're going to insert, I'm going to choose the black line of the pencil. And it shows up. I'm going to turn it a little bit so that I can put it kind of right here. Because it just kind of, this gives them a visual instruction. This means we're going to use a writing tool to use this worksheet. Whether you print it out one time and they actually use pencils, or you could use crayons and rainbow write, or you could print it out and laminate it and they can use dry erase markers. But this shows that this is a writing activity. I like to put a visual instruction on there so that my kids wouldn't have any question as to what we're supposed to do with that. And actually, I'm going to slide my names over just a little bit. You sit and play around it with it. Everybody's going to have a different style, but I'm going to slide mine over a little bit because I'm going to insert another picture, the Banners mini clip art bundle. I'm going to select a little girl, the little girl on here. She's whole. We're going to minimize that. I'm going to stick her right here. And then I'm going to put another text box, insert a text box, and I'm just going to type the letter T, and I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to select just the primary, KG primary, penmanship, just so it shows the letter T. I'm going to make it about 96. Center it. And I'm just going to put the T right here. And the reason I did that, the reason I chose to put the little girl right here and put the T right here, is if you are going to let them color it, or even if you're going to leave it like this just kind of adds a little cuteness to it, and it shows that my name begins with the letter T. And so you can change that. So let's do a boy name. We're going to go over here, right click, duplicate slide. Now I can type in the text box. It's already set up. I can change it. So I have a Landon, Landon. So I highlighted the text and just typed my new name on top. I did that all 3 times. Type my new name on top. Ready to go. Landon is not a girl, so I'm going to double click on the girl and go up here to the top where it says change picture. Hit browse, and I'm going to select the little boy. Then I'm going to highlight the T, change it to an L, and you see how it's hanging out down here. You just got to move that text box a little bit so that it's up at the top. So now I've got 2 names, and I can duplicate the slide, and I can continue making an entire name list for my classroom so each child has a worksheet on their name. Now, what I would do personally is I'm going to duplicate this Landon slide. Let's just say I just want to have a little bit of color on it because I'm going to laminate it and the kids are going to use it all year. I will double click this pencil, change pictures, and back to the creatives file, and I'm going to make that pencil, I'm going to select the yellow pencil just because it adds a little bit of color, and I'm going to change the black line to clip art by you double click the picture, go to the top and hit change picture, and then you find that clip art that you were using, the Banners mini clip art, and I'll double click on the color part. So this is how mine would look if I was going to make one just like this and I was going to print it, because it would just give a little color on this side of the page, because I would print it, laminate it, and then I would stick it in the writing center for the kids to be able to find their name and do it, but there would just be a little bit of color added to it. So now you've seen how to make a black line version of a worksheet, and you can add a little bit of color to it if you want, or you could leave it as a black line version. And then how easy it is, remember when you're duplicating, I can hit duplicate slide. We're still set up, changing names. I'll do one more name. You highlight the name, and let's do Martha. All you have to do is highlight the text and type your new name. So that way, I now have 3 ways for Martha to learn how to write her name, and it can stay in the writing center laminated year round. All right, good luck, and I'd love to see what worksheets you create that are handwriting worksheets for your classroom, because everybody has their own unique little style that they add to it. So I'd love to see how yours turn out. Y'all have a good day.